Have you ever started a track and added a kick, a bass line, and you just created a basic drum loop and you really felt the groove and you really liked it, right? But after that you probably wanted to add more elements to the track, and as soon as you added new elements you got bored by the same 8-bar drum loop because you played that shit straight for around, I don't know, 20-30 minutes straight, and it's actually that loop that you loved in the first place, right? Now, if you ever face such a situation, I have 3 simple techniques to give your ear at least a little bit of variation of that same loop so that you can get easily inspired to add more and more elements to your track. Let's jump in. Hey friends, Silvano here from roughingstudio.com. So the other day I started a track and I first thought, yeah, it's maybe a cool idea, but all of a sudden I got bored by the idea, right? So now the purpose of those techniques that I will show you today should just spark some inspiration and keep your ears fresh during that process of adding new elements to an existing 8-bar loop, right? So I like to think about it like someone else would jam around in your studio with you, tweaking knobs while you would add new elements to your track and having fun in the studio, right? So let's jump over to Ableton and see what those techniques can do. Okay, so let's just assume we produced the basic drum loop, which is this one, and a basic bass line, some hi-hats, playing here, now we can listen to this. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you get the idea. And we probably would get bored very quickly, right? So a very simple technique is just duplicate the full drums loop. Then I would go on and then I would create maybe without kick, maybe sub, and rename it. No kick or no. Then I will probably make something without this snare drum. Rename it again. No clap SD, whatever it is, SD. Then again I would just create one without tops, like this. Rename it again, no tops. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 clips. Now this is important. Mark all of them, shift and click, right? Now I go to the launch trigger, and now what I'm going to do is follow action. You could either use 4-bar or 8-bar. I like to use 8-bar, and then just use the next function. And now it should work its way. So now I click the first one. Let's start again. Now just waiting. Of course, you could also duplicate the clip and create a very long clip and adjust stuff there, right? But I found this is quite quick by adding some new stuff, and your ears gets, yeah, always a little bit, yeah, they get keeping fresh. Now I can work really further on this track. So this is the first thing. Now the second thing I would do is maybe set up a send, and then I would maybe, you could use a beat repeat from Ableton, but on this one I inserted an Effectrix from Sugar Bytes. Let's see, I have no idea, to be honest, I just jam now. So the purpose of this is just that we have, yeah, just a tiny little bit of variation, right? Not, and we could use this just as a placeholder for adding new elements, and we can get rid of it again, right? Also those different clips here, drum clips, we just want to use them to keep our ears fresh during the process of adding new stuff to our track, right? Because if I would just listen to the full drums, yeah, I think my ears would get really quickly fatigued, and I get bored of the loop. And in that way, I believe we have some dynamic in the loop itself, and it feels like someone would jam around, right? But it's actually just triggering different loops, because you have probably seen me in past videos just removing the hi-hats and stuff, maybe removing the bass or the kick and then bringing it in again to just test things out, right? But this is an automatic way to actually do such things, right? Could even make this longer. And I have an EQ set up here, so the kick doesn't go into this Effectrix. I don't want any delay or whatever on the kick, right? Maybe we could even bring in the full drums again between no kick and no clap, maybe, or somewhere in between, whatever you like, right? Just experiment. And I hope this gives some ideas. Now, the third way is to use some kind of evolving sound just for the background, right? So also this could just serve as a placeholder by adding new stuff, right? Until our track, I like to call it, show its face, so becomes something like a full track, right? A full loop. And until we get there, we can use those little techniques to keep our ears fresh. So now the third technique I like to use is some evolving background stuff. Yeah. Like this, right? And this makes more fun, to be honest, in my opinion. I can remove it, I don't know. Could even use some yeah, texture stuff from from the city, you know, field recordings or whatever. Just that there is something in the background that keeps moving a little bit, right? To keep our ears a little bit fresher than just playing the same loop over and over again until we get bored of the full track. Yeah, just to recap, use follow actions with different muted parts of a drum loop, aka kick without the clap, without the snare drum, without tops, and one with the full drums, and then set it to 4 or 8 bars, whatever you like. Then second technique, using a send track, and then use some randomizer things on it to add a little bit grit in the background. And third one is adding a little bit some evolving sounds in the background, so it gives another perspective. And yeah, so that's it. Hope this helps. And as always, if you want to download my free soft but snappy raw minimal drum rack, you can do that under the link. Thanks for watching, thanks for your time, cheers.